When the developers contacted us about making an honest review about some of their newest games, in all honesty, I was pretty excited. Until I played one of their games. It was then where I legitimately raged harder than I do whenever I get killed by dumb, cheesy COD campers. Hi everyone, I'm Jalvi, and this is the honest review of Tyr: Chains of Valhalla. At first glance, Tyr: Chains of Valhalla looked very promising. It's a 2.5D platformer game inspired by Norse mythology, and it involves the player shooting various enemies with the main character's weapon, much like Mega Man. And to give credit where credit is due, it's a fantastic start to a rendition of the Mega Man games. The art style of the video game looks very amazing and really well drawn, and plus the music is very spot on. But unfortunately, that is where most of the pros stop. Aside from the weird occasional camera placements, the gameplay of Tyr can be more than annoying at times. If Tyr: Chains of Valhalla was aiming to be a mix between I Wanna Be the Guy and Mega Man, I'd say it nearly hits marks there. Now, to be quite clear, I played this game with not only the controller, as the game was built for controller usage, but also with keyboard controls. And to be quite honest with you, I preferred the keyboard controls. Granted, I had to switch some of the key bindings in order to better suit my playstyle. The main reason why I felt that keyboard was much better though, is because when you play the game using a traditional controller like I had, the main character just seemed to move very oddly. And the speed at which your character moves is extremely fast. And I mean extremely fast. Every time I would switch from going left to right, it would feel like I was going at Mach 10 speeds, when in reality, I probably wasn't even moving that far. And part of the reason for this is because the camera that's tracking you moves way too often. It's this camera tracking that throws you off, and in all honesty, it could very easily be fixed. Another issue that rises up is that the game is extremely hard. I mean, it's nearly I Wanna Be the Guy hard. From enemies that shoot faster than you can react, to unpredictable boss patterns, it's really hard to find a consistent playstyle in this game that really hurts the game's potential. Which brings me to the next gripe I have with this game. The projectile speed of the enemy is very fast. It's almost as if you're playing a bullet hell game in a platformer. It's not fun. I also had trouble getting my character to constantly and consistently shoot every time I press the button. It's almost as if the developers artificially limit how many projectiles you can shoot at any given time. And trust me, I was mashing the heck out of the button. You would have sworn I was Chris Redfield punching a boulder. In Tyr, there is an elemental damage system, which means whenever you shoot an enemy with the indicated element on their health bar, they take increased damage. However, the majority of the time, you're spent focusing on which element you need to cycle to next, rather than killing the enemy right in front of you in the first place, which takes you away from actually enjoying the game. On top of the elemental damage system, there's also special power-ups, which modify your weapon. But in all honesty, you don't need these power-ups if it breaks every time that you get hit, and the enemy can hit you more times in a second than you can hit them. Tyr: Chains of Valhalla does have a decent stepping stone, but it's unclear whether or not the developers intentionally designed the game to be difficult or not. This lack of transparency ultimately hurts the experience of the player. With questionable game mechanics and, in all honesty, god-awful camera for a platform game, it definitely needs a hotfix or an update in order to fix what's wrong with the game. Tyr, as it stands now, is not a fun and enjoyable platformer game like what Mega Man used to be. Tyr is an extremely hard, extremely unfair, and extremely unsatisfying, which makes it hard for us here at Indiehub to actually recommend. Sorry. What I'm not sorry for though is you, the viewer watching this video. If you liked what you see here and you want to see more, make sure to click on the subscribe button and turn on all notifications to be notified every time we here at Indiehub upload a video or see our live podcasts. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.